This is the equation of a parabola in standard form. So we're going to take this equation and rewrite it in vertex form. So there's two ways to do this. One way, we've done this before, and that's to complete the square. The other method is to actually find the vertex using algebra. So we're going to do this new method today. So when you have the equation of a parabola in standard form, to find the vertex, you find negative b over 2a. That's going to give you the x-coordinate. And then if you substitute that into the equation, that'll give you your y-coordinate. And that's how you get the xy coordinate of a vertex. And once you have the vertex, you can write the equation in vertex form. So let's begin by doing negative b over 2a. So remember that the coefficient of x squared is your a, and the coefficient of x is b. So for us, our a is that invisible 1, and our b is negative 12. So let's do negative b over 2a. So for us, negative b would be negative 12 over 2 times 1. And we're going to simplify that. So a negative 12 is actually just 12. 2 times 1 is 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So our x-coordinate is 6. Okay? Now the second part of the equation is to substitute that value, x equals 6. We're going to substitute that value back into our equation to find the y. So our equation, x squared minus 12x plus 9, we take x equals 6 and we substitute it into our equation. So instead of x, we use 6. So that's 6 squared minus 12 times 6 plus 9. Well, 6 squared is 36. 12 times 6 is negative 72 plus 9. So now you just add everything up. 36 minus 27 is the same thing as, 36 minus 72, that's a 72. That's the same thing as negative 72 plus 36. So if you add that together, you get negative 36, and then you still have the plus 9. So negative 36 plus 9 is negative 27. So when we substitute it in, x equals 6, we got y is negative 27. So our y coordinate is negative 27. So we have to use those two pieces of information. So now vertex form of a parabola looks like this. Y equals a x minus h squared plus k. And this h is your x-coordinate of a vertex, and the k is your y-coordinate of your vertex. So for us, we also have this a, and the a is just like the a in standard form. Okay, so let's begin by writing our equation by replacing our values for a, h, and k. So our a is 1 because the coefficient of x squared is 1. So our equation is y equals 1, parenthesis x. And then minus h. So minus h is our x-coordinate, so that's minus 6, quantity squared, plus k. So we could write plus, and our k ends up being the negative 27. So you could leave it like this, but there are two issues here. You don't really need the 1. Like, we don't need to write it, right? Remember how originally the a was invisible? The 1 was invisible in front of x squared. So we want to do the same thing. And then the other issue, this plus minus. We don't want to write it that way. It's much simpler if you just write it as negative 27. Okay, so now our equation is y equals, we're going to keep that a invisible. So that's going to be x minus 6, quantity squared minus 27. Okay, and we can highlight it. There it is. There's our final equation in vertex form. Y equals quantity of x minus 6 squared minus 27. And now let's do one more example because this is pretty tricky. Okay, so here we go. Again, we have the equation of a parabola in in standard form. So that's standard. And we are going to write it in vertex form. So like before, we're going to identify some key parts. Our A, which is 8. And so that's kind of different because before our A was 1. And our B, which is negative 16. So we're going to start by doing negative B over 2A. So for us, our negative B is negative 16. So that's negative 16 all over 2 times A, and our A is 8. So negative 16 is actually 16, and 2 times 8 is 16. And so now we have 16 divided by 16, which is 1. Well, that's convenient. So that's our x-coordinate of our vertex. Now we're going to take 1, and we're going to substitute it back into our equation. So 8x squared minus 16x plus 27. So we are substituting this 1 in for x into our equation. So our equation is going to become 8 times 1 squared minus 16 times 1 plus 27. Okay, so 1 squared is 1. 8 times 1 is 8. 16 times 1 is 16, so I have 8 minus 16, and then plus 27. Well, 8 minus 16, you can think about it as negative 16 plus 8, which is negative 8 plus 27, which becomes 19. And there you have your y-coordinate of the vertex. And finally, remember the equation in vertex form is y equals a x minus h quantity squared plus k. So let's identify those key components. Our A for us is the 8, because that's what we got in our standard form. Our h, which is also the x-coordinate of the vertex, is 1. And our k is the y-coordinate, which is positive 19. So if we put it all together, we get y equals 8 times x minus 1 quantity squared plus 19. And that's it. So our equation in vertex form is y equals 8 times the quantity x minus 1 squared plus 19. Oh, I just realized we got to fix that 19 because that looks like plus 9. So let's fix that. Plus 19. There we go. All set.